Hi, this is Brett with Aim Small, Miss Small TV, and today, it's maybe more of a video to say hello, what am I up to, what's going on. It's been a while since my last video. The last video I did was the Z challenge from the day at the range. Eli basically put up this challenge for folks to shoot. It was, 5 different targets, I think, and you had to kind of shoot them in a Z pattern. And both time and accuracy was counted. He scored you up. He's got a website that has the rankings of everybody. It was a fun challenge. The challenge was probably geared more towards speed than accuracy, and I'm more of kind of precision shooter. So, I was happy with my performance, but man, there were some fast people out there. I mean, I don't even know how they shoot that fast. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to be starting a new series, Shooting in the Wind. I'm really going to be picking up on a series that I started maybe a year ago and just kind of didn't finish picking up. But now that I got this trigger cam, I'm much more motivated to do it because I can see where I'm aiming, I can see what the flags are doing, and I can see where my target ended up. I think I just kind of have the tools to kind of really drive what I was trying to learn shooting in the wind. And that's my goal this year, is to basically master that with this ARA bench rest shooting. I think I do a pretty good job, but I know there's room for improvement. I also recently came back from my second trip to the Lapua testing range. I went in October, and just in March I went as well. And I took the ammo that I shot in 2022, both times. I took it in October to kind of use that as a benchmark, and again in March. I'll show you some images here in just a second, but you'll see that the ammo that I shot 20 millimeters. They do it outer edge to outer edge, was 20 millimeters or just slightly over. I believe to shoot a perfect score, to get 100 points on a factory ARA target, you're at 21 millimeters. So you really don't need to be much smaller within the factory, I guess, circle, if you will, target with your ammo, but it does need to be consistent. I mean, I was pretty impressed. October, March, same ammo, same rifle, and the groups are the same size, and they were 10-round groups. Also, I'll show you an image here of when I shot the ammo just off the bench in normal outdoor conditions. In fact, they were actually better than the groups in the Lapua range. And here's kind of the numbers. I converted them to millimeters, so you're going to have to kind of listen to catch them. But the Siders was a 10-round group, was 14.84 millimeters. The first target, now was only a 5-round group, was 13.57 millimeters. And that is, I calculated it to be outside to outside, to be comparable with the Lapua testing range. And then target 2, which was another 5-round group, was 10.72 millimeters. And then the last group was 16.88 millimeters, and that is also a 10-round group. So, interestingly enough, I was able to shoot better in the outdoors than I could at the Lapua, than it was in the Lapua range and their vise and everything else. I thought I'd share that information with you for sure, because I do think part of the challenge is finding good ammo. And, how do you know you have good ammo? And I'm going to talk about this probably a few more times in the future, because I think people just don't know the answer to that. When I'm going to test ammo, I'm going to start shooting in 10-round groups. And, probably do 3 of them. Do my normal sighter and then 3 more groups. I'm going to burn through more ammo, but ultimately the idea is getting an idea if any of those are flyers. I think in the past, and I've been caught on this, or called out in comments or whatever. When I shot 5-round groups and I had kind of a flyer or an outlier, I kind of just thought, put that to, maybe we can work that out through changing the action screws, or, just practicing better trigger control, or how I'm holding the rifle. I kind of blamed myself for other things but the ammo for those flyers. And I think that might not have been a good call. Both Sam, if he still watches these videos, and maybe Jonathan, who gave me a hard time, are saying, yeah, really, Brett, no kidding. Well, I'm a slow learner sometimes. I do listen to what you say and take everything in and think I have my own method, but then I come up with the right method, through testing. So I talk about this basically to help you guys find good ammo. If you've got a gun or an ammo that shoots a tight group and everything else is kind of wide open, don't have hopes for that tight group. Look at the averages. Look at the big picture. And, one flyer is all it really takes to mess up a good day. And sometimes a good year. That one was for Kendall. Anyway, he'll get that. Maybe no one else will. But, one shot can make a difference. And, as you're getting started, you're probably, you want to try to get over 2,000, and you need good ammo to do that. A flyer here and there is probably not going to kill you, but I believe if you can shoot a 2,000 target, you have the ability. The next thing to do is find an ammo in a gun that will get you to 2,300, and I believe if you've got those combination, it's going to take just a matter of time till you can start shooting 2,500s. I've had a lot of experience. This is my, I think my 4th year now shooting the ARA, and yes, factory class. I believe I started in 2019, maybe it was 2020, so this is my 3rd year. Well, 2020, 2021, 2022, yeah, so it's my 4th year in factory class. Again, this is videos mostly just me kind of getting back in touch with you, kind of telling you where I'm going, try to give you some good information for those of you who are shooting and want to try to just get better and learn how to get to 2,500s. So I hope that bit of information helps, and we're going to have a ton more. So sit back, get some popcorn or whatever, a soda, a good drink, and I'll continue on. So my trip in March, I took my CZ at 1, and I took my Bergara B14R. That Bergara, it didn't like anything. I mean, it was, maybe one day I'll show you the pictures, but it didn't do well at all. Maybe it's super picky, I don't know, but very disappointing. On the other hand, the CZ, when I took the CZ down in October, it had an ammo that was shooting 16 millimeters, where just I told you a second ago, you only need 20 millimeters to have a great year. So 16, I thought, man, this is great. I'm gonna even do better. And of course, they didn't have it in stock. It was very disappointing. They assured me that's never happened before, and hopefully never again. So that trip didn't work out for my @1. It did for my unlimited rifle. I bought some ammo, but not my @1. So of course, this trip, our second try on the @1, I had a lot of great ammo for it, but I just wanted to see if I can get better. And I think I did. The ammo that worked out, I think this time, is somewhere between 14 and 15 millimeters. If my memory serves, it's definitely under 15 and under. So obviously, if I thought 16 was great, that much better. If 20 is really all you need, theoretically 15 should be, excellent. We'll see how it goes. I did buy a bunch of it. Unfortunately, it ended up being Midas Plus. Kind of was hoping for Center X, but I wanted to buy the best I could get. and mostly for the channel and to share with you my experience. So again, I bought this ammo, and the next thing I did is I went to the range. When did I do that? On Friday, I think. And I did my accurizing through the action screws. This is obviously not an @1. This rifle does have a purpose here, but we'll get to it. So I did the action screws, and I went anywhere from 20 to 45, maybe I even made it to 50 inch-pounds. I'll show an image here of the testing. But it turned out 24 inch-pounds is what worked for me. And then here's an image of me shooting 3 targets, 5-round groups is all, at 24 inch-pounds. So in an unlimited target, so I was very pleased. I went back because I did the same thing a while ago on the @1 with the other ammo, and I looked back and saw what the inch-pound settings were for that, and funny enough, it was 24 inch-pounds. So that leads me to believe, you know, Midas Plus and Center X, similar ammo. You know, I don't know what the speeds are. I don't know what the Midas Plus is, but it makes me wonder, different type of ammo? Do I really need to adjust the action screws for different types of ammo? I don't know. Just was an interesting fact that I thought I'd share with y'all. So we are at 24 inch-pounds on this @1, and we're going to start competing, and we'll see how it goes. I also got installed, actually, now we're on this gun. Why is this gun here? This gun is the gun I'm pulling out to do all my ammo testing with shooting in the wind. I mean, basically it sat in the safe for about 2 years. I did shoot my very first 2500 with this gun using Elite Practice 100. But the challenge I have with this gun is navigating the ARA Target. With the @1, because of the stock, I'm able to just navigate, you know, top, down, down, up, whatever I want to do. But I do columns at a time. Very easy to navigate by just moving the rifle back and forth. With this stock, there's just not enough space to do that. And unfortunately, it's not easy enough to get to. So what you'll notice in this video for shooting in the wind is I've got a beautiful rest bag back here. And I end up having to squeeze the bag to hold the rifle at the right elevation, so my hands end up getting kind of tired. So you'll see, if you continue on watching the wind video, which is going to be coming up at the end here, is there's a lot of movement in the scope, because I am using the scope cam at least on one of the cards. And the reason why is because I'm holding this bag and not letting the rifle just rest in the bag. Still use my bipod. I love the bipod in rear bag. I mean, it's simple, but certainly effective. So I believe I mentioned I installed the jarred trigger in this, which is right here. I'll do a video on that later. It is showing, I think, right around 8 inch-pounds. I will have a video on this, and I'll explain it. You'll know the weight there. But I originally had the factory trigger with the Yo Dave spring, and that was coming out about 15 ounces. So I basically cut the trigger weight in half, and this is adjustable, so I could potentially bring it down more, but I'm going to be happy trying it as it is right now. The reason why I have this ammo here is because this is the ammo I chose to do my testing. I didn't want to blow my good match ammo for testing and practicing. I did that in 2022 and burned through half a case of great ammo before I even started shooting a match. And then I found out how well it was shooting matches, and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm running low on this stuff. So anyway, I don't know if it's a wise move or not, but I'm trying to save some money. So this is the ammo I'll be testing with, hopefully exclusively through these videos. Maybe I will bring the @1 and the match ammo as I'm getting this dialed in, just to show you guys how I shoot with that. I shot 2 ARA cards. Unfortunately, the first card, the trigger cam only recorded the audio. I mean, I didn't even know that was a feature. It was an MP4 file, but there was no video, it was just audio. So that was a bit of a disappointment, but I put the video in there anyway because why not? I was there, it was filmed, it was easy enough to edit and put together. I will have chapters, so just skip to target number 2 if you don't want to waste your time with number 1. Target 2 actually is very impressive. You got the trigger cam, you got the bench camera, which is watching the flags, and then you have the camera on the actual target itself. Maybe a little bit of information overload, but for me, I think I've explained this to you before, I kind of use these videos to go back myself, and especially with the shooting in the wind, and see what I did, what I should have done differently, and kind of learning from there, kind of like football players I think do, or maybe all sports people, I don't know. If you take a look, if you go right to card 2, the ARA Card 2, if you look at the original official sighters is what it is. It's going to be the first 5-round group I think I did, warming up the barrel. Besides the first shot, which was actually a cold bore, the other shots, take a look at this chart here. I'll leave it up there. The other shots kind of matched what that chart is telling you about your aim point and where the bullet's going to land. And the way the chart works is the green dot is where the wind is, I'm going to call it pushing the bullet. I know there's controversy, I think, on what you're calling that, but I'm going to say pushing the bullet, and it gives you the aim point to correct, to try to get, an X or a bullseye or whatever you want to call it. So I was actually, if you look at the whole card 2, I think it matched it pretty well. There was a couple times, actually there was one shot that was completely, I think the rifle, well, it's probably the ammo, that was way off bases. And actually, let's go through that real quick. I got my cheat sheet notes here. I do make comments on the videos. I encourage you not to pay attention to my comments and watch the flags. As I was editing the video, I realized what I was saying actually wasn't accurate, but the flags were. If you look at target number 2, it's not my second shot, it's target number 2. So here's my number 2 card. So target number 2 would have been 1, 2, 3, my 4th shot for score. I have no idea why that bullet landed where it did. Take a look again. I encourage you to watch that video. I mean, it's going to be under 20 minutes because that's how long we have to shoot an ARA target. But I encourage you to watch it. I think it was super fascinating or interesting watching. I encourage you to do it on a computer or something where you could easily pause and go back and pause and go back. I think that will really kind of help out. This trigger cam seems to be killing me a little bit. About 34 minutes into the video, the video froze for about 15 seconds or so. It did come back, so unfortunately one of my misses, you don't get to see my aim point because the camera, like I said, was frozen. If you look at, again, the video, target 11, not my 11th shot, but target number 11, that was a shot that I was surprised where it landed, but it could have been that I think there was more wind blowing than I thought, by the time I'm looking at the flags and I looked down the scope and took the shot. When I'm shooting with flags, it's very easy to do, I think, in unlimited, but on factory class, I try to shoot, or I try to remember to shoot, or when I have questions, when things are changing, I try to shoot with both eyes open so I can watch the flags and the target at the same time. Okay, target number 20, target number 20 was my 4th column. I had just shot 2 sighters. And those two siders, if I'm right on this, the two siders, there was hardly any wind, but yet they're kind of bullseyes. I mean, the rounds were hitting the dot. But then the wind came up, and it must have been stronger than I thought, although it didn't look very strong to me, and it blew my bullet, 25 points, right at 9:30 or between 9 and 10. That one I earned. That one, that was on me and not paying enough attention to the flags. Now target number 17, I don't think that was me. That was a 17 was a 50 pointer. And if you watch the video, typically as I'm shooting and I shoot, the rifle stays in the box of that target I'm shooting. It doesn't, that way you can see where the bullet landed from where I was aiming, all kind of at the same time. Well, target number 17, and I need to go watch the video again, the rifle bounced somewhere. I could not see where when I'm watching the video, I could not see through the scope where the bullet landed. I had to look on the target view that I have there. So target 17, I'm not going to take responsibility for. I'm going to blame the ammo on that one. I don't know, put in the comments, am I wrong? I couldn't tell if it was any louder or anything. Of course, I didn't really pay that much attention to it. But man, the recoil on there, may have been how I was holding the rifle, but I don't think so. Target 24. Target 24. So that's fourth column, second target. I don't think I was paying attention. The wind stopped. Let's see, the wind stopped. Let me see what I wrote here. I didn't put good notes on there, but the wind stopped, and I think I aimed the opposite side of the dot than I should have. And it ended up being a 50 pointer way to the right. So I think I aimed, oh yeah, if there was no wind, wind stopped, if there was no wind and I aimed to the right, that's a bad call because the wind is what's pushing everything to the left. So I ended up shooting right of the dot, which obviously pushed it more to the, well, it didn't push it to the right because the wind wasn't there, so it landed more to the right. I hope that makes sense. Again, the idea is to actually watch the video, and for those of you who are confused at why you start off great and you end off poorly, I'm gonna guess it's, well, not poorly, that's not the right thing to say, but end up less good. I'm gonna guess it's the wind. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. But target 24, that was me. Lesson learned, pay attention. And I will say this, shooting in the wind, when it's tough environment in there, it is easy to lose track of where you're at, where your hold is, where your zero is. I often forget which way the wind was blowing between each column. I'm sure a lot of people are saying, no kidding, you do. Anyway, you got to pay attention. There's a lot to think about, a lot to pay attention to. And I'm hoping this video series I do, for those who are interested, will kind of help you through it. And I know we're going to master this. I do know that. So please stay tuned and check it out. Last couple of shots, I had vehicles going behind me. I think I just lost focus, and so the card, well, the last column only had 250s, and one of them was my big brain fart, and the other one, I think I might have just been rushing it. With that said, I know I talked a lot. There's a lot of information. Hopefully it's helpful, and more information will be coming on videos coming up, including, a lot of people have asked me what I use for a torque wrench, and I think I hesitated a little bit to answer that question because I wasn't overly thrilled. I was very happy with my decision, but I thought, there may be a better one out there, and then there is. I'll give you more details about it but I originally first saw this as I was searching, and I think it was Nikon. I could be wrong on that. Had a branded torque wrench. I said, well, they're a scope company. And I ended up doing some research, and it turns out this other company, First Info, but this Allen wrench goes from 10 inch-pounds to 90. Obviously, I don't need 90 inch-pounds, I don't think, for any gun or rifle. But something, as my last match I was at, we were talking about torque wrenches. And someone said to me, as the torque wrenches get to their limit, they become less accurate. I said, huh. All right. I didn't think it made sense or anything. Then I watched a YouTube video of someone who did a bunch of testing on different torque wrenches, and he, sure enough, he did great testing. I wish I could give him credit, but I can't remember who it was, and if I do remember, I'll put it in the description. But when you're at the end of the torque, sure enough, in his tests, most of them fell apart. This one did well in their test, because he did happen to test this one. I think that's how I probably found his video. But with that said, I feel comfortable. This is what I did my action screws with the other day, and it was just, it was nice, easy to use in the field. I'll give some more details on this. I'll put a link in the description on, you purchase it from Amazon, and and I don't know what I'm trying to say, except for I'll put a link in Amazon. I think it's a winner. It's very well made. I mean, this thing's heavy. It feels good in the hand. It's a good grip. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys made it. I hope I didn't lose too many of you. Enjoy the video. Again, if you want to just skip to the card number 2, I highly recommend it. It's, there's a chapter mark in there, so just click or navigate to that. Again, God bless and Godspeed. I'm at the range with the CZ457 Varmint Precision Trainer. I've got a Kestrel 2800 kind of blowing there. You're not going to see that. It's telling me that the wind's going anywhere between 4 up to 11 miles an hour, all over the place. So we got some challenging environment to shoot in, and shooting in the wind is what we're doing here. So I also have the trigger cam going. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's in good focus or the good side or whatever, but we're gonna go on kind of without it, or we're gonna move on, and it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna start with deciders. Okay, that's the cord bore shot. Looks like it's bouncing around from those two little groups there. And that flag is just got a mind of its own there. Okay, I must have had my gun sighted for heavier winds. Both the flags are facing separate directions. Or not going, or it's crazy stuff. I took a shot off the, well, you'll see it in the scope, hopefully. Okay, I moved the scope up 3 clicks. Let's see, that might be too much, to be honest with you. Loading my magazine. Take a couple more ciders. Yeah. Oh, weird. Looked like the wind turned on me, but for some reason the bullet went way to the right. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I turned my scope 4 clicks to the right. I'm gonna go over to this next target here. Okay. Loading my magazine. I think I've just about went through 20 rounds just in ciders right now. Trying to get an idea what this wind's doing. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna go for it. Right now we're about 8 miles an hour on the wind. Okay, we're about 4 miles an hour on the wind right now. You know, some would say, why am I not shooting like crazy right now? Besides, my magazine's not full. Well, I'm sighted in for a wind, and if there's no wind, it's going to theoretically push way to the right. Let's take a look. So obviously I didn't expect that with no wind. Should have gone to the right. I'm going to take a sighter real quick. Amazing. Okay, heavy wind. I don't understand. Okay, let's see if this is consistent. I don't know, let's go to the bottom. So theoretically, this should go 10 o'clock. Oh, I don't understand. Okay, well, let's go for it. Ran out of bullets. Reloading the magazine. Okay. I'm going to go to the bottom and do a sighter again. That is weird. Oh. Scope fell off the cutting board. Okay. It's a good time to remind people, keep track of what you're doing. There's plenty of people who will forget to hit a target or a row. Got to pay attention. Shoot, that looks like a 50. Okay, so now this time there's no wind and it lands to the right, which is what I expected. Maybe I'm not paying enough attention to the second flag down there. All right, here we go. I think both of those are hundreds. I'm going to go to the bottom sider just for the heck of it. Okay. I hope the trigger cam's working, because I'm not calling any of these shots. Yeah, that's what I expected. See if I get another one. Okay. Oh, that's a 50-pointer. Come on, give me some wind. Okay, I'm paying attention more to that second flag. Can you see in the video that basically I have a wall and then the wall stops? And so I've got probably about 25 yards with no wall versus the first 25 yards that has a wall. So that's obviously having some sort of an impact in what's going on here. And I think failing to pay attention to that second flag kind of cost me a couple misses, or a miss maybe, and some close calls. Here's that fence right there. Actually, let me keep that right there. Okay, here we go. Last row. Okay, I'm going for it. I think that last flag's having the most impact. Oh! Damn. That hurts. Oh, shoot. Don't know what happened there. I'm going to go ahead and take a cider at the bottom. I think the wind's dying down on me. We're changing directions. It's definitely dying down. Let's see where we're landing here. Okay, whatever. Alright, let's see if I can finish this thing out here. Oh. Hey, how's it going?
Can we go cold?
Yeah.
We go cold for a few minutes. We need to open up that.
Actually, can I do one more shot?
You need to put glasses on.
I know. Maybe 2 more shots. Okay, there we go.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, target 2 ARA wind. I really hope this trigger cam's aligned well. Anyway, hopefully we'll have something usable. Okay, first target was challenge wind. Let's see if we can do any better with the second. Of course, it looks like the wind's going a different direction now or something. Anyway, let's go. I'm going to start with the official sighter on the left. Okay, this is a cold bore, so I'm going to probably take 5 shots. Okay, I'm not, oh, okay, I see. That last shot, I think it went where it went because the flag all of a sudden in front of us turned to 6 o'clock. So I think that got us. But it's just a sighter. And I was heating up the barrel anyway. But let's go ahead and move to the sighter on top. Okay. Oh. Huh. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm not shooting now, I got no wind. Okay, it's gonna come up here. No wind down in the range, no at the end though, so I'm holding off a little longer. So it's kind of sitting, when you're sitting here waiting for the wind, it's kind of where it blows your time. Darn, I say. Looking at that wind at the end. Okay, here we go. See, this is probably where I should be shooting, but I'm loading my magazine. We've chewed up about 5 minutes of our 20. Top sighter, second column. I'm gonna do another shot just for fun here. Okay. Wind's changed direction, as you can see, probably. High, why did you go high? All right, I think I'm good. Not expect that. I thought that'd go to the 10 o'clock. Waiting for the wind downrange. I don't know if that's enough wind. I'm going to take a sighter at the bottom. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and take it. Flag down range is killing me. Okay. Okay, we've chewed up about 8 minutes of our 20. 3 more targets to go. I was nervous about that one. Not sure why that went over there, but I kind of went quick on that one to hopefully make up some time. Finished that in 2 minutes, so now I got 10 minutes for 2 more columns. By the way, I would, anyway, not sure if I would have done that same thing in a real match. I mean, I did lose 50 points doing that, I think. Yeah, definitely. Maybe even 100. All right. Last 2. Let's make them count. Oh! I can't believe I just did that. You'll see that in the video, but the wind had picked up and I didn't see it ahead of time. You know, I'm about ready to replace the trigger on this. Right now I've got the factory trigger with the Yodave spring. So I'm thinking around 8 or 10 pounds. And I purchased a jar trigger to get it down to, it's marked as 7 ounces, but we'll see what reality is. I have a feeling if I had the jar trigger, I would have pulled the trigger just a little bit ago, and it would not have been a good result, I don't think. So anyway, here we go. That may be a 50-pointer. Okay, 5 minutes left to go. One column to go. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that was a stupid move, by the way. I would have never done that in a match. I should have done a cider. All right, here we go. Okay, a couple stupid moves there. Oh, maybe it's all these darn vehicles behind me. I'll make a big excuse.